close, but not yet. So, okay. Six. Yes, so we are doing six because last time we started six, but we could not finish it. Six has around, I think, 47 shlokas. We finished till 20. So today we will finish the rest of it, like shlok number 21. We'll see if we can finish all the way to 47. That will be great. So yeah, we are still at six. It's a mid-sized chapter. So when we did five, we were able to finish in one. It was a small chapter. I think these also maybe we can finish, but this one I think we'll probably take today to finish. These numbers, if you are new here, these colors denote who is speaking. So chapter 1 started with Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra has only one shlok. Everyone knows Dhritarashtra. I assuming do watch Mahabharata for kids. So in the whole of Gita is 18 chapters, and whole of Gita is total 700 shloks. And those are distributed like this. Chapter 2 and chapter 18 are the biggest chapters with around 70 to 80 shloks, like 75. The rest are around 30 to 40 shloks each. Dhritarashtra only speaks once, chapter 1, shlok 1, and we say 1.1, just to like remember which one. So 1.1 is Dhritarashtra, and after that Sanjay is the charioteer for Dhritarashtra. And he has Devdrishti. He starts explaining what's going on in Kurukshetra. So that's half of chapter 1. Then last half is when Arjun starts speaking. So that's the second half of chapter 1. Krishna does not speak in chapter 1 at all. So there is no red over here. He's only in listening mode in chapter 1. Chapter 2 is Arjun keeps on speaking and explaining his problems, and then Krishna starts speaking. So in many ways, actual Gita begins on chapter 2. Chapter 1 is more of a context setting, is where what is happening, where it is happening. So we have done last 6 months, 7 months we have been doing this. So we have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today is 6. We continue. Last time only Krishna was speaking. Today Arjun will speak as well. So that's why we have a little bit of blue over here. Arjun will have some question, and Arjun has questions throughout the Gita. So this blue indicates how much questions or how much commentary Arjun has made. So mostly he has 1 or 2 questions in every chapter. This chapter he has more questions, we'll see. In 11 he has like a lot of commentary and questions, and in chapter 11 even Sanjay has a part. So this black line denotes the complexity of the chapter. 1 is the pretty easy chapter if you read on your own. And as you start going further, it starts becoming more and more complex to understand. This is probably the peak. And I describe it like going to a trail, mountain trail. So you start from here, you go all the way to the top, and then you start climbing back all the way to the bottom. And then by 18, it will be pretty simple because we would already know. Name of today's chapter? Chapter 6. Anyone remembers? Kids? Who remembers chapter 6 name? What did we talk about in last class? Anyone remembers?
How to do meditation.
Meditation, dhyan. So yes, so dhyan yoga. So dhyan yoga is where we are. We are learning about meditation. And reminder, we will do small Q&A if needed, for adults especially. Deep discussions we'll do offline, but small question we can do today. For kids, I think it is open. We can do detail as well if you guys want, but for adults, we'll cap it. So just a quick reminder, again, recap. So chapter 1 started with Arjun's dilemma, Arjun's sadness, known as Vishad Yoga. Vishad in Hindi means sadness, despair.
I can see. I'm watching like Gita बैठ के देख. Is it too close for you?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable. सब लोगों को shift करना है, तो shift भी कर सकते हो थोड़ा. Tanya, you have to shift us. So, like I explained, Vishad Yoga, this chapter begins with Dhritarashtra asking a question to Sanjay. Then Sanjay starts describing about Kurukshetra. Mainly Duryodhana explains about Kaurav Pandavas, and then the war is about to begin, so there is Shanknath that starts happening. Arjun realizes that now is the moment. Now I have to start killing my grandfather. I have to start killing my favorite teacher. So all of that realization starts hitting Arjun, and he starts getting into sadness and confusion. And then he asks Krishna to take his chariot in the middle, and then he starts explaining about his sadness. So that's all chapter 1. Krishna is just listening over here in these parts, is not saying anything. Chapter 2 is Sankhya Yoga, is knowledge, or Sankhya means Sankhya, is number as well. So this is the part when Krishna actually starts speaking and explaining what's going on and what Arjun should do. He starts guiding. He starts the basic concepts of soul, of rebirth, of cycle, like everything is cyclic. So Arjun believes he is going to kill his grandfather, great grandfather, and his favorite teachers and his relatives, but they are anyways. Everybody has that gets born, it's die. Everybody, so that's a cycle that repeats. So he explains the concept of soul over here. Then he explains about dharma, like what dharma is, the way of life, is how everybody, like he has a dharma to play. He has, as a Kshatriya, he has to defend the right thing to do. One thing also I wanted to mention, and Hinduism is something, Hindu is a word which has been introduced in last 200, 300 years. What we are following is known as Sanatan Dharma. And Dharma is basically is what's the right thing to do, and Sanatan means it is forever. So Gita was written 3,000 years back. It's proven by science as well. Minimum 3,000 people believe it's older. And all the concepts here was true 3,000 years back, and they will be true 3,000 years from now as well. So that's why it is Sanatan. It is forever. Like this is the way to live forever. Whether you're born even 3,000 years from now, it will be the same thing. Then he explains about karma, like focus on your action, don't focus about the result. He mentions about keeping your mind stable, sthit pragya. So that's all chapter 2. In many ways, chapter 2 is the introduction to Gita, is all the concepts, and that he will explain further. So chapter 3 goes further in the karma yoga, in action. And he mentions like between action and jnana, action speaks louder, like you should focus more on action. He explains the importance of giving back to this world. Lead by example. He gives his own example that I am a god, I don't even have to be here, but if I don't do karma, then rest of the world will follow me. So similarly, you are a leader over here as well. If you don't do your karma, everybody else will follow you. And I think we discussed earlier as well, everybody here, we are examples such as for our peers as well. He asks Arjun to take control of his mind. So that's all chapter 3. Chapter 4, we move more towards Gyan, knowing a little bit more about the world as per our scriptures. So he explains that whenever there is bad things happening in the world, then I get born. So there are 2 famous shlokas in Gita. Karmarnyavatikaaraste, that happens over here. Karmarnyavatikaaraste ma phaleshna vedanchana ma kampalitvarma tesangustam karmani. Like, do your work, don't care about the result. And the second most famous shloka is Yadayadahi dharmasya glane bhakti bharata. Whenever there is bad things happening in the world, then I come to this world to destroy all the evil things and restore all the good things. He explains that if you do your karma right, your action right, it won't even feel like an action. Like you will, if you enjoy, and we discussed about that. He explains a concept of Brahma, that in this world, everything is built of the same matter. Like connected with science as well, even if you read science, like if you start going on chemistry, is like atom, molecules, everything is built the same. So some of those concepts are over here, like when you're doing a yajna, the Agni, the spirit, everybody is same. And that's in our dharma, it's known as the Brahma. So that's the Brahma. he mentions that once you have this gyan, this knowledge, all your fears from this world will be gone. So you will, it's like going into a dark room. You are fearful, but once you start having knowledge about that room, your fear will be gone. Chapter 5 is the last chapter we finished. He talked about karma sannyas a little bit more, is giving up the results of your action a little bit more. He mentioned it is not an easy thing to do. Many people think like giving up is easy, but it is actually more difficult. He also mentioned that stop thinking that you are doing this. You are not the doer, as everything is already written, everything is happening. And I used an example of Mario, that when you're playing Mario, Mario might think that he's jumping on its own, but actually you are controlling Mario. So you are kind of god of Mario. So that concept is basically used over here. He mentioned that start seeing happiness in the happiness of others, and that will something that will make you truly happy. And he closed this chapter with like, you need to disconnect yourself with what's going around you. And that way you'll be able to reconnect with yourself. Then we move to chapter 6, which is the chapter we are right now, which is Dhyan Yoga. So to disconnect to reconnect, he starts giving actual advice on how to do this Dhyan Yoga. So a few things he explained is, there is a fire that we all go in this world. It's all the things happening in this world around in terms of our relationship, in terms of work, school, a lot of things we are going through. So Dhyan is not running away from this. Dhyan is just taking a pause, doing some Dhyan, think about things, how it's going, and then get back to the fire. So it's not running away, number one. And number two, when you are doing Dhyan, then you disconnect. Don't think about anything, just try to empty your mind. We also discussed about within your mind there are two things. There is a part of you who is always praising you and who is always encouraging you, and there is another part within you who is always discouraging you, who's always criticizing you. So you have to listen to your friend that is inside you and motivating you, and use that and try to not listen to a part which may still be self-critical, but try not to get into thinking about bad things. So that's the high level. He started giving some very specific advice on how to start meditation, is where to sit, how to breathe, how to close, where to focus. So all of those we were going, and now we are loading the part that we are at right now from Shloka number 21. Any questions so far? All good, all good. It's boring, interesting, okay, kind of okay. Okay, introduction to wake everyone up. So let's think of few examples of when and where you felt very calm and peaceful. And start from where? Start with kids. Any volunteer to? You can think of few seconds. Adults पे और बाद में आएंगे, पहले kids पे आएंगे.
कभी मौका मिलता है तो बाद में टीचर भी बुलाते हैं।
सबसे पहले
वैसे
रेस
वैसे मैं कभी हाथ उठाता नहीं था।
I'll start from here. Any random event that you went to.
What
Any,
brings peace to you, right?
could be music, running, or going vacation.
Music, playing piano.
Okay, music, playing piano, sleeping.
Good.
And you have the what is Thomas? Thomas will come to
People honest answer this. He's always honest.
Yeah, right.
Drawing.
Drawing, okay. Fishing, all right.
Karthik. Settle.
Just like being at my house.
Bring it to your house.
Vacation.
Okay, अब adults की बारी भाई सबसे पहले भाई जो हाथ खड़े करने वाले लोगों से.
I was going to say मेरे को यहाँ आना बड़ा काम और peaceful लगता है आपके sessions में।
सही क्या बात है भाई. नहीं मुझे भी आप लोगों के सब बातों का काफी peaceful लगता है, so it's mutual. Any other adults?
When I'm surrounded by nature, one, or sometimes when I'm doing meditation.
For me,
For me, it's cooking.
cooking.
So many, but I like water.
Okay,
Water and meditation.
all right. Where?
I just go to school and meet my friends, colleagues.
All right.
At the mandir.
Mandir. See. So yeah, so I put some random examples like reading favorite book, listening to your song, like you said, sitting. For me, sitting in the stars as well is very very peaceful. Finishing something difficult, feeling peaceful during prayer if you're doing prayer, hugging someone after a fight is resolved. So this is sukham. So this is the reason I brought it. This is all sukham. Like sukh means happiness, joy. This brings happiness to us. This brings joy to us. So in next few shlokas we will hear these phrases like param sukham, like supreme. Param is supreme. Like param sukham is supreme happiness, and sukham atyantikam, atyant sukh, like maximum happiness or eternal happiness, eternal joy. You will see these phrases. So those are the 6.2 what starts over there. One thing which I think if you missed last few class, I started going into now word by word little bit as well. I think Sanskrit, the whole goal is to understand this whole thing. If you think about it, for again people who are coming new, the shlok was said as it is by Krishna. And then Ved Vyas is the author of Mahabharata and Gita. So Ved Vyas had the drishti as well. He was watching whatever Krishna is narrating, he was writing in Sanskrit. And we are reading that exact thing. So we are just two degrees away. If we believe in Krishna, if we believe in Ved Vyas, we are just 2 degrees away of what God is saying and we are listening. It is like a cricket match is happening, somebody is doing commentary and you're watching that. If you're not watching, you're listening on radio. So it is like that. So to me, it is very important to understand part of Sanskrit as well, because you are literally listening to God of the words that are being said. It is so let's go word by word. Line number 1. Sukham atyantikam. Sukh, I just described, it is eternal joy. Yat tat, which that. Buddhi graham. Buddhi we know is mind intelligence, and graham is controlling your mind intelligence. Ati indriyam. Indriyam is senses and ati is super senses. So roughly if you combine all of these words, so this eternal joy can be experienced while controlling intelligence and super senses. So all the joys that we discussed about, there is an eternal joy. Like if you start controlling your intelligence, you start control your mind which is running here and there, control your senses, you can start feeling a joy which will be always there. Like all this sukham that we discussed will come and go, but you start meditating, your mind will be in control, your senses will be in control, and that is a joy that will last forever. So that's line 1. Line 2, Vetti is soul that you, or the soul gets that. I am sthita. This yogi is holding, sthit is holding, and I am is this, yatra na cha eva. And I will point over here, Vetti yatra na cha, and I think I explained earlier, but again for you, so most of the words might seem pretty long, but these are multiple words combined into one, is sandhi. So if you do sandhi vichet, cha eva. So yatra na chiva and not chalti tattva ta. It is chalti tattva ta. Is moves from reality. So if you combine, while the yogi is steady and not moving away from reality, so you can experience this eternal joy if you are controlling your intelligence and super senses, while the yogi, that is you are steady and you are not moving away from reality. And that moving away from reality, as I covered in a clear slide, is doing meditation doesn't mean that you are running away from reality. You still have to be aware about the reality. There could be problems in your life. You still need to face that problem, but doing meditation, you can still think about things, calm down your mind, and then go and face your reality. So that's the key thing. So my understanding is like you need to be connected to the realities of this world, your surroundings, and then still continue doing meditation, and slowly and slowly start practicing, you will reach that eternal joy. 6.22 benefits mainly talks 6 till 6.20 we were talking about how to do meditation, and now we are mainly moved to the benefits of doing meditation, the benefits of doing yam labdhava. So Yam labdhava, on reaching that, once you reach that. Cha aparam labham. Labh तो पता होगा सबको हिंदी वालों at least. So labh is profit. So better and aparam is better. So a better gain than this. Manyate na adhikam tatah. Manna considers, the Hindi word manna, no more than this. Combining everything, on reaching this state, there is no better gain than this. Like this is the maximum state our mind can reach, is like everything will be peaceful, we will be happy if we practice meditation. Yasmin sthita, when you are established in this mental state. Na dukhen guruna, there will not be any heavy sorrow. Api vichalyata, will even shake you. So when you are established in this, so one thing is it will calm your mind, but in future if you have more sorrow, if something bad happens, or somebody tells you something very horrible or some bad events happen, whatever sorrow will come, they won't be able to shake you because your mind is already has been calmed down. So you'll be ready to face anything that comes in your life if you start doing meditation. He will define dhyan a little bit in this 6.23. Tam vidyat, that is known. Dukh sanyog viyogam. So freedom from sorrows of meeting and separation. So we meet somebody, we separate. There are sorrows over there. So that dukh. Yog sanyogyatam is known as yoga. So that state is yoga, which is free. And yoga, I think for people again new, is yoga in general, way of life, I think at a high level we can say. So this state is the yoga, which is free from sorrows of meeting and separation, is what is being explained over here. Sah nishchayan, he definitely nishchayan, we are Hindi wale, we know, yahi nishchit tarika se, this is the one. He definitely, yoga tavya yoga. Yoga and yoga is basically join, unite and practice yoga. Anirvan chetsa, not fatigued in the mind. So this yoga should be definitely practiced with not fatigued mind. So one thing is, try to do meditation where your mind is not tired. And that's at least that's my interpretation. And I want to put a disclaimer, I am learning Gita as well, so pretty there is good possibility I might be interpreted wrong, but my interpretation is easier, better to do meditation when your mind is not fatigued. And to me, my mind is fatigued in evening. So whenever I try to do meditation in evening, I am not successful. Whenever I try to do meditation in morning, usually I am successful because my mind is fresh. So at least that's the interpretation I took from there, is try to do meditation where it is your chetna is fresh.
इसका ये भी मीनिंग हो सकता है कि अपना जब मेडिटेशन कर रहे हो तो उसको मतलब कंपल्शन की तरह मत करो कि अरे यार मुझे करना पड़ेगा.
करेक्ट या
अपने इच्छा से करो. इवन इफ देखो मैं इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि कई बार होता है ना कि मन बहुत विचलित है तो मेडिटेशन कर लिया.
करेक्ट या
सो दैट इज कामिंग योर माइंड. कि इसको कंपल्शन ना करो. assume that it is going to help you. अपने आप को काम करने के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से करो, that might help.
Correct. Alright, 6.24, how to do dhyan. So we covered how to do in Shloka 1 to 20. Yeah, and yeah, sit straight. Sankalpa Prabhavan. Sankalp is thoughts arising from Kaman Tyakt, your desires, renouncing desires. Sarvan Sheshata, Asheshata, all completely. So completely renouncing all desires from worldly thoughts. Again, when you are doing don't think about what you want. Just renounce all of those things, whatever you want, from all the worldly thoughts. Line 2 is Manas Ev Indriya Gramam. 4 words. And it looks like one word, pretty long, but if you break it, manas, eve, indriya, gramam. So manas, we know man is mind, his eve, indriya, his senses, group of senses, is gramam, certainly. Vinimay is restrained, samantata, from all directions. So restraining your group of senses from all the sides by mind. Mostly is repetition of the same similar concept is control your mind, don't think of worldly thoughts, restrain your, all the senses. And mind and senses are our five senses, like eyes, restrain, touch, smell, all the senses. So restrain your group of senses from all the sides of the mind. Another is silence of your electronic devices when you're doing meditation. Like all these worldly thoughts, desires, like disconnect from everything. If you are like doing meditation and checking, okay, let me check my feed, if somebody liked and subscribed for me or not, like everything, leave over there.
Hey, question.
Yes.
Couple of slides back, there was a reference to yoga being grounded in realities.
Mhm.
वो उसका क्या connection है?
So पिछले वाले में हम लोगों ने कवर किया था.
अच्छा.
तो आप क्लास मिस करोगे तो यही होगा. But just to quickly recap, फर्स्ट जो 2-3 श्लोक हैं उसमें ये कॉन्सेप्ट किया गया है कि meditation is not running away from your life. It is basically it's preparing you to face your life. So एक हुआ कि हम तपस्या करने जा रहे हैं तो सब कुछ छोड़ दिया भाग के और हम जा रहे हैं भाई हिमालय पर्वत and I'm just doing तपस्या. It is not that. It is within where you are, within that place, create a माहौल, create एक पूरा prescribe किया है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा आसन सेट करो और वहाँ पे जाके मेडिटेट करो और इस तरह से मेडिटेट करो, बट बी कनेक्टेड विद द रियलिटी. क्योंकि अगर आपका जो भी हम अमेजोन और आजकल जो भी चल रहा है वो कहीं नहीं जाएगा, दैट विल स्टिल बी देयर. सो be aware of the reality that you are in. You are not running away from there. Or for kids like your school, if there is stress in the school, that will always be there. But for that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you're doing meditation, you're still emptying your mind. You're focusing on one thing, hopefully focusing on God. And then during that mind, and once you are done, you're back to reality. So it's the idea is not to run away from reality. All right. Shanah, shanah. शनह शनह का मतलब पता है? धीरे धीरे. So शनह शनह is धीरे धीरे, slowly slowly. उपरमेत, withdraw. So अब meditation कैसे करना है कृष्ण जी बता रहे हैं. बिल्कुल आपको इससे बढ़िया गाइड आपको कहीं मिलेगा नहीं. अब जितने meditation gurus हैं, he is the gurus of all the gurus. He is like slowly slowly, like don't try to just go into meditation. Slowly slowly withdraw. And buddhi by reason. Dhriti grihyatya, willpower, by reason and willpower, using your reason, using your willpower, slowly start withdrawing from things. Don't try to like push yourself, oh I have to do meditation, I have like 10 seconds, I have to somehow, slowly, give time. So slowly withdraw from the world using your willpower. Line 2 is Atma Sansatham Mana Kritva. Fixing mind, and that's one thing is when we start, like when we are withdrawing, our mind does need something to focus, because it is a mind. It cannot just focus on blank. You have to focus on something. So then in the second part is guiding where to focus. Like fix your mind on God. So Atma Sansatha Mana Kritva Na Kinchin, nothing else. Focus your mind on God, just one thing. Even I think Arjun, there was an example where he was asked, Dronacharya asked Arjun, if you guys know the story, like there is a bird and on the tree, what are you seeing? All other Prince Yudhishthira and everyone said, I can see you, I can see this, and Arjun said, I can only see bird's eyes because that's my focus. So he already had that capability that he can be extremely zoomed in on one thing and focus. So he's giving the same advice that when you're doing meditation, fix your mind on God, nothing else. Na kinchin. Na kinchin chintayat. Nothing else think. Don't think anything else. That's your focus. So fix your mind on God, don't think anything else. Yato yato nishcharati. Yato yato is whatever thinks. Nishcharati is wandering. Manah chalam asthiram. जो मन है, it is like very chalam, it is a very fidgety mind. Your mind, so whatever things are wandering in your mind, fidget, tato, and this is, and Gita is a poem. Gita is a song. It is literally, Geet means song. So you will see this even apart from the bhakti part. It's a beautiful, any poem you read, there is beauty. So yato yato tato tato, you will see that repetition of yato yato tato tato. So whatever, wherever, there, niyamya, discipline. Niyam se etat atmani eva, on God alone. Vasham nayet, do control fix. So there, fix your mind on the God. So whatever things your mind, your restless, fidgety mind is wandering, you fix your mind on God alone. So he's giving, if you just try to do basic meditation like focusing, you won't be able to do. But if you fix your mind on God, that is much practical and easier, because that's natural. You're fixing on one thing. Let's say Krishna, you're just fixing on Krishna. Then it will be easy for you to disconnect whatever is going in your life. 6.27 Prashant Manasam, calm mind. He inam yoginam. Because to this yogi, sukham uttamam. So why sukham? I give the example of tamsukh, supreme happiness. So supreme happiness comes to those who have calm mind. So once you are in this state, supreme happiness will come. So all the happinesses that are there, this will be the number one happiness, and that will come. Upati comes Shant Rajasam, serene, peaceful. So that's why I asked for serene, peaceful. Brahma Bhut, identify as Brahm. Akal Masham, sinless. So whose mind is serene, who is sinless, identified with Brahma. And Brahm again is everything. All the world is Brahm. So Brahma, Brahmand, they are built from the same root word. Even Brahma is built from the same root word Brahm, because Brahma created the Brahm. He was the creator. Brahmand, we know, it's the Brahma plus and is this egg of world egg. So you will, once you reach this stage, you will identify with the whole Brahm, that you are part of this world. You are part of this whole, not just this earth, this whole big giant universe. You are part of that infinite universe. 6.28 Yujna evam, uniting with God this way. Yujna, yog, these are all same words. Yujna evam, uniting with God this way. And uniting with God is, we talked earlier as well, this is the concept of moksha that we discussed. Like we are going in the circle of this soul dies, like birth, die, soul is always there. But ultimately, if you practice these things, the soul started from the God, and we are in this cycle, and we practice this thing, we will reunite with God. So that's known as moksha. Sada Atmanam, always his self. Yogi Vigat Kalmasha, yogi whose sin is gone. So that sinless yogi, thus uniting himself constantly with God. Sukhen we know, happily. Brahm Sansparsham, touching, reaching the God. Sukham Ashrutre is happiness at hands. So if you do this, all the sins are gone, anything that you think you're doing bad are gone. And you will start, when we discuss like, hey, we cannot see the God, we cannot touch the God. So you will Brahm Sansparsham, you will start touching the Brahm with the whole world. And you will start attaining this happiness. So sinless yogi who has united himself with God this way via meditation, easily, happily reaches God and enjoys eternal happiness, moksha. Questions so far? This section, else I'll move to the next section. Clear concepts?
Question नहीं, but taking one thing, because I अरब और पार्थ को देख रहे हैं, तो जैसे मेडिटेशन के जितने भी कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, and I was trying to relate कि almost same concept है when you are trying to do for कर्म योग, करना वही है, but be focused on your work, right?
Yeah.
और अभी जैसे कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट के 2-3 स्लाइड्स में थे कि धीरे धीरे करो, धीरे धीरे डिस्कनेक्ट होगा, फिर खुद आपको अच्छा लगने लगेगा, you will see benefit.
Yeah.
So I have seen both with Arab and Parth, and both of you guys remember when you started running, it was so painful, it was very difficult to do it. लेकिन अगर आप अपने पिछले 6 महीने की 1 साल की जर्नी देखो, now you feel more connected with running, you feel better. अगर आप नहीं कर रहे हो तो आपको लगता है कि नहीं यार मैंने कुछ किया नहीं, let me go back and do it. And that is also helping in improving your lifestyles. जैसे पार्थ के लिए I know it has been now almost 1 year that he did not drink soda, and he decided on his own कि नहीं, this is not good for me because it will not help me to attain the benefit that I want to get from running.
Correct.
So I just want to share this with all the kids, and I'm pretty sure you all feel this, right?
Yeah.
कि जब आप किसी चीज को, चाहे वो कुछ भी चीज है, चाहे आपको डांस करना है, पढ़ाई करना है,
Yep.
गेम खेलना है, जब फोकस के साथ करने लगते हो, then you generate more interest, और उसकी सक्सेस, उस एक्टिविटी की सक्सेस becomes the prime objective.
Yeah, and it takes time. When anything that you pick, piano, singing, dancing, initially you will not may not like it. Slowly,
Most
slowly.
important, disconnect the electronic devices.
Of
To
course,
improve
absolutely.
the focus.
हमें डिस्ट्रैक्शन कैसे हटाना है,
Right.
डिसिप्लिन है, धीरे धीरे कैसे करना है. I think these are very important, that success will not come in day one.
And even from adults, like one question get like, hey, I cannot do meditation. I cannot do meditation. So this is even for adults. Like it is not gonna happen in one day. You try to do meditation one day, like यार हुआ नहीं आज, मतलब कुछ गड़बड़ है मेरे में. So it will be shana, it will be dhire dhire, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, it will take time. So keep practicing. So much is going on that it will take it to time to calm down, but slowly and slowly we'll get there.
Just a thought of doing meditation also takes you towards meditation.
Correct, yeah. And also you start setting things up as well, like you start setting up, this is my place where I'm gonna do meditation, this is how I'm going to do meditation. All of that setup will, Power of Habits करके book भी है, English में भी. So if you read those Power of Habits and those books, they are reinforcing the same concept in like modern terminology. Like even people have bad habits, like if somebody smokes and they're trying to like get rid of smoking, it's like put the cigarette somewhere far from you. So that is the way to quit. If you want to exercise, put your exercise equipment in front of you. It will force you to exercise, because every time you look at it, then it's gonna be okay, I have to do it. So I mean, all of those things are like basic practical things. So it's many, and I've seen like many of the concepts when I started, because I have read those books first, I read Gita later. Then I realized that, man, this book was written first. So many of those concepts are derived from here. So this is the kind of source where everything is coming from. So it's good to read directly the source code. As a programmer, we always want to like read the source code. Ki ye chalta kaise hai. This is like we're going back to the source code. Okay, next section. Intro question. What would you do if you could listen to other people's thoughts? इस बार यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं. But listen to my thoughts or anybody's thoughts.
I would just like not mind them, like something
I
that
can't hear you.
काफी loudly बोलो.
like nothing would like really happen. I would just like wouldn't mind it.
You won't mind it. Okay.
I would do anything.
You won't do anything differently. All right. But wouldn't it be weird? Like it's like, imagine like you can read everybody's mind. Wouldn't it be like, okay, man, what like this guy's thinking, right? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it's good that you can learn other people's perspectives on something that you're discussing about, but I mean, they could say it out loud too, so I'm not really sure what to do with this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I think I would be like, I could read.
It's little loudly, please. किसी की आवाज
I
नहीं
feel like it
सुनाई.
would depend on whose mind I was reading, because if I was reading my friend's thoughts, it wouldn't be like, I could be empathize with them more.
You will empathize with more, like if you can read your friend's mind.
do anything with it.
No, okay.
Like, obviously, like,
Okay, nothing different. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I'm a person who gets affected by other people's thoughts a lot, so again, I would rather ask them why they're thinking what they're thinking,
Yeah.
if it's like something negative.
Makes sense. Yeah. And I had some of those thoughts as well. Like I would know first of all who my real friends are. Like some of those things I'll start getting into. I would know if I am like in a school, like teacher is about to give homework, something benefits I'll start getting. I would finally understand what my parents are thinking. So like, those things will start happening as well. I would know who took my snacks. If somebody took my snacks. I could help people who are secretly sad. Like I can empathize with people. I would probably get hurt hearing rude thoughts maybe as well. If somebody's thinking rude about me, like right now, I don't know. But like, so, and I would realize everyone worries about something. Like everybody has some worry. I might understand like why people behave badly sometimes. Like we'll get to know the core reasons. And I'll probably learn that even confident people feel scared. Like many different things. I could help lonely kids who don't say anything, like your friends, if you're not, if somebody has a problem and not saying anything. And I might become more careful before judging people, like all those things. I would discover that people think many random things as well, just sitting there. I would finally know what babies are thinking. So that's one guru gaga, I guess, I'm thinking something more than guru gaga.
What actually means.
I would understand how similar people actually are. Everybody thinks they're all like the same thing. So that's basically is somehow relates. I don't know whether it relates, but we'll see. So in this shlok, Sarva Bhut Stham, present in all beings. So Bhut is not the ghost Bhut, it is all beings. Stham is Sthit, Sarva is all. So all the beings, what is present in all the beings, Atmanam self, you, Sarva Bhutani, all beings, Cha Atmani, and present in the self. So when you start doing meditation and you start like connecting with the world, in the previous slokas we say you will start connecting with this world, this Brahma. So what will happen is, such a yogi, you will start seeing yourself to be present in all the beings. Like there is one concept, like we all have God inside us, like Krishna mentions, like I have a little bit of like God inside us, and we are all the same. So you will start seeing yourself present in everyone, and everyone is present in you. So you will start connecting with the world a little bit better, is at a high level, is what Krishna is trying to say in any given situation. Line 2. Ikshate sees Yog Yukta Atma, divine united self. Sarvatra Sam Darshana. Sarvatra we know Hindi, everywhere. Sam we know it's same. Darshana, vision. So he sees divine united with himself. So divine God himself is within me, and that same God is in all of you. So and carries same vision everywhere, treats everyone the same. So the way you are working in this world, that will start changing as well. So you will basically start connecting with all. He who sees me, Yo Mam Pashyati, what happens? So what happens to that yogi? So Yo Mam Pashyati, whose Mam is Mam, or Yo Mam Pashyati, who sees me, Pashyati sees. So who sees me? Sarvatra Sarvam. Sarvatra again is everywhere, Sarvam in all the beings. Cha Mai Pashyate, and existing in me sees. So first, the last look was he's saying with others, but now Krishna is telling about him as a God. So he who sees me everywhere, like Krishna is saying, like you start seeing me everywhere, like in every, like you start seeing Krishna, and also sees everything is inside me, and you also realize that this whole world is actually inside Krishna, like he is operating this whole world, like our Milky Way, solar system, sun, galaxies, everything is basically is being controlled by Krishna. That's line number one. Line number two is Tasya aham, to him. Tasya is to him. Aham is a very common Hindi word you will see a lot. Aham is I. Aham you will see. So, to him I. Na pranashyami, never out of sight. Sacha mena pranashyati, nor do I ever lose sight of him. So neither he loses sight of me, nor do I lose sight of, nor I lose sight of him. It's not me, nor I lose sight of him. So somebody who is connected and seeing everywhere me, like he is not gonna be. So people say, hey, I don't know where is God. So it's like you will start seeing me, you will start seeing me everywhere, and you will never lose that sight. And I will also not lose sight of you when you start reaching this state. So can I see the God? Is God looking after me? All these questions we have is basically this slope or this part of the Gita tries to answer that. I'll pause. Any questions so far?
ये थोड़ा सा जो क्वेश्चन था, क्वेश्चन से कैसे करें?
कौन सा?
क्वेश्चन जो था मुझे पूछा सबसे।
Thoughts about the question.
So thoughts वाला question ये था कि when you start, let me go back to the question. When you start seeing everyone, you in everyone, it is like we can read our own mind, right? So we know what we are thinking. But when we start getting into that state, like I can read your mind, like what you are thinking, because I can connect with you better. I don't see you as different, and I don't see these kids different. So I can understand like what is going in there, and I can empathize is probably right, but I can start empathizing with, and if somebody who doesn't care about others, doesn't empathize, so that empathy is not gonna appear. And doing meditation is one way. You're calming your mind, you're connecting with the world, then automatically the empathy will start coming in. So that's where I was trying to go with this. I don't know if it may be far-fetched, but
Maybe
that was-
empathize and finding positives in others rather than looking at negatives.
correct, yeah. So that's, I think to me, that was a very big learning I had. जो कि गीता से पहले I was not clear कि you are looking, everybody here is God basically. So that's is a very, very big statement. So that's, and then you start showing respect to everyone कि इसको hurt नहीं करना है.
Looking as a god,
Sorry?
you looking everyone as a god. That's what you said.
नहीं सब में
सब में,
कहते हैं ना
सबके
सबके अंदर
अंदर.
अभिमान होता है, हर प्राणी में अभिमान का अंश है,
हर एक
हमें
हाँ,
टॉलरेंस
हर एक
बढ़
के
जाती है
अंदर।
दूसरे इंसान के लिए।
मतलब अच्छा ही दिखती है
Correct.
हमेशा
Correct.
बस
नहीं, but वही नहीं
उस-
हमेशा भी है,
उस
हमेशा
level
भी
पे
है.
पहुंचने के लिए मुश्किल है
Yeah, so one context I see is like when you spend some time with people, right?
Yeah.
You know them very well. You also know what they're thinking, what they might be suffering through or going through, right? So it's a kind of like knowing without even they telling you.
No, so
But
The
they
more
are
you,
saying that you have to understand yourself,
Yeah,
your
that is
thoughts,
true.
and then only you can.
yeah.
Connect with others.
मैं एक एनालॉजी जो निकाल पा रहा हूँ, राइट, एंड अगेन स्पोर्ट्स वाला ज़्यादा कनेक्टेड होता है. जैसे जो कोच है वो जब प्रैक्टिस करा रहा है बच्चों को, एंड आई सी जब बच्चे जब ट्रैक करने जाते हैं तो कोई बताया था भाई तुम लोग को ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही होगी, राइट, बिकॉज कोच हैज ऑलरेडी गॉन थ्रू इट.
right.
Coach has, worked many years and he's able to connect, he understand कि यार अगर 30 minutes की aggressive training कराओ तो किस तरह की problem होगी. तो वो पहले बताया था कि when you go home take a ice bath. तो उसको पता है कि तुम्हारी muscles वरना
But that is through experience. That is you're not understanding others.
But I think also
That is
जैसे
through experience. I mean, it's
एक्सपीरियंस तो ये भी एक तरह से एक्सपीरियंस से ही आ रहा है.
and you see, main thing is when you start connecting with this whole Brahman, that everything you start understanding. Then even for monks, if you approach a monk, you ask a question, they can relate to you directly, and that's why many people like get asked कि ये संत ये महात्मा है क्योंकि वो मेरे को समझ रहे हैं. और वो क्यों समझ रहे हैं? वो आपको जानते नहीं है. They have met you for 5 minutes, but they have meditated, they have calmed their mind, they are connecting with this world. So every single person that they talk to, they make a connection right away. Like within 5 seconds, they will make a connection with that person.
It's
So,
a
so
level of consciousness.
correct, exactly. So
So
that's
as you grow older, you
Yeah.
become more wiser.
Yeah, I mean,
Understand
so
that?
that's how as
Same-
well.
Same state
Yeah.
as आदमी भी ले सकते हैं.
Correct, correct. And even a 10-year-old kid, like we have seen, like he will start connecting, like some Mahatma 10 saal mein hi ban gaya. So this is basically you are reaching that level. Once you start practicing this, you know, you are above greed, above jealousy, above all those worldly things. Then, you know, any person who is approaching you, you will make an immediate connection. So that's where is where at least high level thought is.
लेकिन जब वो क्वेश्चन आया था ना तो सबसे पहले अगर मेरे से उसका आंसर उसका पूछते तो मैं तो उस समय को मेडिटेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू था कि कैसे सबसे डिस्कनेक्ट करें. तो जब पहला क्वेश्चन था आई गॉट रियली अफेक्ट, अगर ऐसा हो तो आई विल गेट रियली स्केयर्ड कि मैं डिस्कनेक्ट होना चाहता हूँ and I am hearing what everybody else is in.
मेरा
That is
मेरा
so
भी
much
सेम थॉट
distraction.
आया था कि मैं तो डिस्कनेक्ट होना चाहती हूँ.
Yeah, I will find a way to shut it.
Yeah,
But
I also thought the
but
same
I'm
thing actually.
disconnected. You cannot be disconnected like
No, but
for
you
all
don't-
the time.
नहीं, but meditation में जब मैं when I try to sit,
That
I won't disconnect.
That
with all
question
the-
is
during
more
the
like a
meditation.
distraction. That will load
Yeah,
you
and I think
with
that's
हाँ,
where-
इसीलिए मैंने ये क्लेरिफाई करने के लिए कि वो क्वेश्चन का पर्पस क्या था.
Right, yeah.
तो अब जो आपने बताया इससे मतलब मेरा वो माइंडसेट जो था उससे मैं बिल्कुल डिफरेंटली सोच रहा हूँ.
Correct, yeah. I mean, to me, the purpose is like, it is, I can listen my own thoughts and I can understand myself 100%, I feel. But once we start getting into this state, then I can start empathizing. It's like somebody is telling me something, I'm just not just thinking from my reference. I'm trying to understand from everyone's reference as well. And we start like, you know, treating everyone equally, all of that empathy, all of that will basically starts
Put
coming in.
yourself in other shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So all those things starts coming into picture. All right. Sarvabhut is sthitam. I think you look complete to nikal liya. Nahi. Residing in all the beings. So Sarvabhut sthitam, yo mam bhajti, who praise bhajti, we know is praise, worships. Mam, yo mam bhajti, who praise me. Ev ek tvam asthita, one you established. So the yogi who prays worships me as residing in all beings, as if residing in themselves. So he's clarifying some of these questions that we discussed कर रहे थे कि that yogi who is praying me like I am residing in like all of you. So when I'm praying Krishna, I'm like praying I have the exact same feeling. Sarvatha Vartaman Api, completely existing even. Sah yogi mai vartate, he yogi remains in me. So that yogi is always, that person is always, that yogi remains in me, or no matter what he does, he will always will be with me. So that's again same concept, like when you start treating everyone equal, when you are praying Krishna, as you're praying like, you know, as like everyone, treating everyone equal, then that's, you know, you will always will be with Krishna. Arjun, so level of that yogi is being described on this 6.32. Atma api yen. Api is a very common word also, who looks, so api is also, is like you will say Atma, so also, Atma is self, yen look, who looks at self. Sarvatra samam, all being as one, everything is same, one. Pashyati yah Arjun, sees who Arjun. So hey Arjun, someone who looks at all the beings as one, just like they look at themselves. So line 2, Sukham va, in happiness, Yadi va dukham, and in sadness. Sah yogi, that yogi, Parmo Mata, is supreme in my opinion. So whether in happiness or in sadness, so he's looking everybody as one. If somebody, and whether that is it is in happiness or in sadness, So Arjun, he looks at all as one as the knowledge of his own self and looks upon the joys and sorrows of all equally. Such a yogi is deemed to be the highest of all. Alright, so that's one section completed. Right. So the question of mind control, so being discussed. Let's think of few examples when you were not able to control your mind. Okay, at this time I'll start from here. Few examples. I don't think I'll come to it as the last time I skipped it.
In what aspect are you asking?
Like in general, like you are trying to, you know, this is the right thing to do, but your mind is like, no, let's do something else, something like that. You are not able to control your mind.
No, like schoolwork, maybe not being as focused on it.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. Okay. Anya.
When the teacher is talking for so long and I start doing the notebook.
Very honest.
आगे से अन्य के साथ बैठा था।
Good better नहीं Anya का.
Indirectly teacher.
बड़ा अच्छा आंसर दिया है, ऐसा सही है।
तो सही है.
Completely honest answer.
And
Just worrying about grades.
okay.
Like when I'm in like a big test and I'm like stressed on how many questions there are and everything.
Alright.
Taking a hard test.
Taking a hard test. Okay.
Like taking a hard test or like doing schoolwork.
Okay. And the question is, you are trying to do something, your mind is going somewhere else. Whether it's, wait, which random example? Otherwise, I'll jump directly.
Is it like related to anger?
Yeah. So
I'm
I'll
not
like,
able to control my mind.
I put some random question examples. So for us, like we do YouTube scrolling, like even for our work, and sometimes we are not able to control. I'm like even I do that as well.
I'll tell you one thing one should
Yeah.
avoid actually,
Yeah.
big time,
Yeah.
especially the shorts. What you guys watch, it's going to ruin your mind. It's going,
Correct.
especially the rocks.
इसके बाद
Yeah.
वो चल रहा
One should
है।
not do that.
Right.
Too much, anything is
Lot
not
of
good.
research
Podcast
has
चल रहा है
been
इसके
done.
बाद।
Yes.
Yeah.
You scroll reels and
Yeah.
shorts.
Too many information in a short period of
California
time is
report
gonna
was-
rot your brain.
Yeah,
Correct.
It's damaging your brain.
Yeah, and some more examples. You plan to eat like just one chip and we finish the whole packet is something we have done. Or you tried not to laugh in the class or work, but suddenly, I want to laugh, my mind is not being controlled. You should stop gaming, but one more round or one more movie if you're watching a movie, one more episode if you're like watching a very
Few more
interesting
minutes
series.
of Nintendo time.
Nintendo
please.
time. So
These two.
we all have done that. I don't want to pinpoint. You tried not to think about embarrassing moment, but your mind just keeps on replaying that over and over. You want to listen carefully in class at work, but your mind is just going all over the place. Waking up is like you want to wake up, but okay, can I 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes? So all of this mind is basically, so Arjun is relaying our questions to Krishna. All this gyan that you are giving me, again, Anya will say every shlok is a favorite shlok, but this also is my favorite shlok by the way. Anyways, because I like I am yoga. This yoga that, so I am yoga. Tva prokta, you are speaking of. Is like, oh Krishna, this yoga that you are speaking of, samyen, saman, he's saying like treat everyone same. And keep your mind calm. And Madhusudan is the name of Krishna. So, hey Krishna, this yoga of being mentally calm, being equal that you are speaking of, that's line number 1. Line number 2, it's aham na pashyami. This one I do not see. Chanchalvat sthitim sthiram. So chanchal we all know from Hindi is chanchal mind, restless mind, and sthitam sthiram, that lasting stability, that it will last and will be stable. So this one I do not see having lasting ability. So even if I try to do this, keeping everyone same, keeping calm. Our man is so chanchal. It's like this is not gonna be stable forever. So that's a very good question to ask. Like all this gyan that you're giving me, Arjun is saying it's what do I do? Like because man is chanchal. So yes.
Not every person is same, don't you know? So if
Yeah.
in a class you have 10 kids, you may react to the information provided to you differently at the same time. So
Right.
that's normal, you know, that's okay, not to criticize yourself.
Correct. And also, I think in general, one thing I mentioned before is when you're learning something, question. So one thing I like from Arjun's, the way he has handled in the Gita is he knows he is talking to a God, but he if things are not clear, concepts are not clear, he says, hey, this doesn't really make sense. What you're explaining, it is all very good advice, but practically speaking, how do I do this? Like, because man is chanchal, and you'll see throughout Gita, he is like, so if I'm telling you something, or anyone, your teacher is telling you something, doesn't make sense, you can raise your hands, ask, like, hey, can you please explain again? Or please explain differently. I am not getting this concept. So that's something to learn in general as well. So he goes further in the same thing, like chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Like restless is the mind of Krishna. Pramathi balvat dridham. दृढ़ तो पता है. So pramathi और बलवत भी पता है कि strong. बलवत is strong, दृढ़ is stubborn, pramathi is destructive. So this mind is destructive. It is strong. It is stubborn. Line number 2. Tasya aham. Aham तो अभी पढ़ा था कुछ पॉइंट. Aham is I. Tasya. So therefore I. Nigraham. Nigrah means control. Manye. Regard vayo eva as controlling the wind. मैं मानता हूँ, वो वाला मानता है. I manye. This is what I मानता हूँ. This is what I regard. This is as good as controlling the wind. So if there's wind blowing outside and I go and control the wind, what do I do? How do I control the wind? So controlling this mind is as good as controlling the wind. So dushkaram, very difficult. It's like this is very difficult. All these nice concepts you are telling me, it is almost as difficult as controlling the wind. Therefore, I regard controlling this mind as difficult as controlling the wind. Right? So is Krishna okay? Response to that question? Asanshayam mahabaho. Without doubt. So he says, yes, what you said is actually correct. And Mahabahu is mighty armed Arjun. So Mahabahu Maha is mighty or super. Bahu is this mighty armed Arjun. Without doubt, Mano Dur Nigraham. अब तक तो समझ में आ गया होगा संस्कृत. मनो का तो पता ही है, दुर पता ही है, निग्रहम. So control your mind. Mind is difficult to control. So that's why I'm saying once you start reading in Sanskrit, these words are repeating all over the place. It is not that difficult, and when you start breaking it up, it will start becoming simple and simple. Chalam and restless. So first part he is confirming that what Arjun is saying, it is actually a valid concern. Like without doubt, a mighty Arjun, mind is difficult to control and restless. Line 2, he is giving the solution. Abhyasen tu kante. It is a very common, yeah. So hey Arjun, but through practice. Vairagya cha and detachment. Grihate, it can be controlled. So abhyasen tu konten vairagyan cha grihate. Arjun, but through practice and detachment, it can be controlled. When these were babies, we used to watch Daniel Tiger. Keep trying, you'll get better. So when I read that, I remember Daniel Tiger. You have to keep trying, you'll get better.
मेरे को लगा वाला स्लाइड में वो ऐड आ गया
ये ऐड ही है डैनियल टाइगर का. But I used to like when yeah, and I think that's something even like, it keeps on my mind as well. Like whenever I'm working as well, I have to like keep trying. I'll get better. Keep trying. So same thing is with meditation as well. Many people say that hey, why can't we do meditation? Well, who watches Daniel Tiger or who has watched? I know these two kids. You watched Daniel Tiger? Good. Any other kid? No Daniel Tiger.
हमने वॉच किया
एक आध देख लिया तो भागना मुश्किल है दो से अच्छा लगता है.
Yeah. So many even adults I have seen we ask this question कि meditation नहीं होता है. तो Krishna has given the answer here कि भाई शनै शनै धीरे धीरे. And second thing is keep practicing. Like you have to keep practicing. It's not gonna come like you just one day you start doing meditation and it will come to you.
Can I share something which might be relevant for Anya and Parth?
Yeah.
मैं थोड़े दिन पहले पार्थ के साथ में डिस्कशन कर रहा था. तभी क्योंकि these guys in high school and तो बहुत बार इनके दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आता है कि I know how to do it but I don't know why my questions go wrong. गलत होता है. तो मैं पार्थ यही कर रहा था. Knowing the concept does not mean that you will be able to do it. So you have to keep on practicing those questions again and again and again. The more you practice, better you will perform. Knowing the thing does not mean that you will get success.
Correct. And
Knowing means you know where to go, but you will reach only by practice. So even if you know everything, if you are preparing for the exam, do those practice tests again and again and again. जैसे हम जब छोटे थे तो हमें बुलाया था मैथ में एक कॉन्सेप्ट के क्वेश्चन को अगर if you want 100% marks, you will practice that concept at least 100 times.
Yep.
So that's why practice is extremely important. Like everybody knows how to do meditation,
yeah.
but almost nobody is able to do it.
Correct.
And this is exactly what it says, right?
Yeah.
Keep on practicing.
Correct.
And you will continue to improve.
Exactly.
And it's a continuous process, it never ends.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one example. It's a real time.
Yeah.
It's college time. So we had a subject called mechanics. So very good formulas, everything. Look good, very easy. I read through, look fine. Guess what? When we appeared, I just read it. Remember that? I just read it. When I went to the exam, same to same question paper. Exactly what I read. I felt so happy. Oh my God. As I put my hand onto my pen and start writing, I couldn't write it. The only reason was, it was here, it didn't follow through my body through practice. So I didn't practice. That was the nightmare I had. I got zero, big zeros. So knowing thing is fine, but you need to practice.
Yeah.
That's one thing one should do.
Right. And also we have like done singing, piano, dance, cooking, everything. We start it, we are not successful. We keep practicing. After 10 attempts, 20 attempts, it starts clicking. The same thing is with meditation as well. Okay. Asanyat Atmana. So asanyat is not controlled. Atmana, mind or self. Yogo dushprapa. Yoga is difficult to achieve. Iti me mati. Such is my opinion. So meri mati, my mati is my opinion is like it's if mind is not controlled, yoga is difficult. So yoga is difficult of achievement for one whose mind is not controlled. Line 2. Vashya Atmana, whose mind is controlled. Tu yatat, while someone who puts effort. The yatat or jatan, jatan karo. So there's the same, the yatat and jatan. While someone who puts effort, shakya avaptum, easily can get. You can easily get this state if you put some effort. So you have to put some effort over there. Payata, through practice, again, through practice. Alright? Okay, 6 more minutes. 37 to 47. My favorite example is back. It's Mario. What is the music that plays when Mario dies? And what happens when Mario dies?
Rebirth.
The rebirth happens, yes. So all these concepts from Mario has been taken from Gita. So does the game end forever? No, the game doesn't end forever. Does Mario get another chance? Yes, Mario gets another chance. Does Mario lose everything he learned? No. Whatever power or something he has get, for the most part, is the level that he has at, he continues at the same level. Is the player still better at the game even after losing? Sometimes you fail a level many times before finally winning. Does that practice still help? Yes. You are stuck at level 3, you're stuck at level 3, you're stuck at level 3, and after playing like 50 times, you are able to cross, or maybe not 50.
Are you
20, 10.
promoting that?
Yeah.
Play video game also?
Yeah, I mean,
You have to play video
everything.
game, play Mario.
Yeah, not just any video game, Mario.
Mario was excellent. Very nice. My first video game.
So that is basically the next slok is what he explains. Ayati, non-ascetic of someone who has not, so the Arjun has second question. His first question was responded, but Arjun is such a student, he doesn't give up. He has more questions. He's like, I have one more question. It's like non-ascetic or someone who has not renounced worldly attachments. Shraddha upeta. But he has got faith. Like he has got faith in God, he's got faith. Or yoga chalit manasa. But mind deviated from yoga. But his mind has got deviated from yoga. So that's line number 1. Line number 2. Apraya. He will not reach yog sansiddham. Unite together, or he is not going to accomplish, like what you're explaining, somebody whose mind is still not fully in control. Kam gatim. What fate? What will happen to that guy? Krishna gachati. Oh, Krishna will go to. So he's asking that somebody, imagine somebody who has got faith in God, but he is not able to fully control his mind and he is not able to do everything that you are saying. He is halfway there. What will happen to that person? That's the question. Kanchit na, is he not ubhay vibhrastam, on both sides lost? He's lost on both sides. Like he is not able to realize God, he is not able to get heavenly enjoyment. Chin abra eva, chinna hota chinna binna karna. Torn, and abra hota hai clouds. So torn clouds, he's like, just like the clouds are torn, chinna bin nashati, that person is destroyed. Somebody who is halfway there. Line 2. Apratishtha is not established. Mahabaho, supreme, hey, Krishna with supreme arms. Vimuda, strayed. Brahman pati, from the path of Brahman. All the thing that you are explaining, he is strayed forever, he is lost forever. Isn't that person who is just halfway there, who is not completely there? So, एतत् में संशयम कृष्ण. So ये संशय जो है, this is my संशय Krishna, this is my doubt of Krishna, कि what will happen to that person who is just halfway there. Chittam aharsi asheshtha. This doubt, can you chittam, ched hota hai hole, cut hole aharshi, you must do asheshtha completely. Completely, can you cut this hole in this my doubt or solve this doubt for me? Like he's asking, but why? Tva danya, your blessing, like why is he asking Krishna? Because your blessing, sanshay ashta cheta, this doubt will be slashed. Like he's saying that you are the God, you are the only person who can resolve this doubt. Nahi upadyate. Because and someone like you will not be easy found. So if you find a good teacher, like don't let that teacher go away. Like a teacher like you can clarify this mind, like what will happen who is halfway there.
Jesus, we have this room.
We are done? Okay, cool. Oh, we have 2 more minutes, right?
Yes, 1:30.
Okay, all right.
मुझे याद आया बचपन में हम एक वो सुनते थे ना दोहा कहावत जो भी करत करत अभ्यास थे
जन्मति होत सुजान.
To continue to practice, so someone who does not understand things, they will understand.
Correct. Yeah.
This is also relevant. You go to a country where you don't understand the language.
Right.
But if you just stay there, in some time you will start understanding the essence of Sanskrit.
Correct.
Those words are coming so often that we are learning.
Yeah.
We're getting better.
So we'll resume from this point next time.